wanted to come on and show you real quickly. Well, maybe not real quickly. It might take me a few minutes, but this project that I'm working on, it's going to be for an auction item. Let's see if I can move this just a little bit. Oh, that's better. So I'm going to show you kind of a step-by-step of this galvanized board that I'm going to put together for an auction item that I just kind of decided that I wanted to do and need for tomorrow. So hopefully this works out how it is in my brain, and we'll just see how this goes. So this is I think it's an 18 by 18. I think that's what I decided for. It's just a galvanized board. Let me see if I'm telling you the truth here. Grab a ruler. So actually it's a 14 inch square galvanized board. So this kind of thing, I usually like to start out by waxing. So I just we have a Chalk Couture wax stick. I tend to go through a little bit more than one of those. So I have this Minwax paste wax, and I just grab a paper towel here and just get a little bit on there, not a ton, just a little bit, and just wipe it over the board. This keeps your transfer from sticking as badly. I mean, you obviously want it to stick, but you don't want it to like stick and never come off. And it will, if it's too sticky on there, it will, the transfer will curl when you lift it back up. So I wipe it on and then just kind of wipe it back off. So, and it just kind of gives it a little bit of a coating without really, it doesn't really change the finish on it. It just gives it a little coating so your transfer doesn't just stick crazy on there. So what I'm going to do is I have a whole bunch of pieces here, and some of these are much more loved than others. So I'm going to do the vintage truck, and I'm going to do it in the buffalo plaid. So it's going to be the vintage truck with loads of, and if you know me, you know that this is my favorite one. I love the vintage truck. It's going to say fresh cut flowers, and then we're going to do a truck bed full of flowers. So you're going to see lots of stuff going on here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with the base of the truck. So this is going to be like the background color. And this one, this is very well loved. And I could get my other one out, but I'm trying to get every bit of life out of this one. I have a new one in there, but I really would like to get every bit of life. So the benefit too being that this is a vintage truck. So I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to lift it just a little bit up off the bottom, because once I put the outline of the truck on here, this one is getting a little bit way loved. Once I put the outline on here, the tires go a little bit lower than this, so I don't want to put this all the way to the bottom. So my plan is that I'm going to use, and I have not done this combination like this before, so I'm going to grab my tools here and show you kind of what I have planned. So we'll see how this goes. So I'm going to take our fresh linen chalk paste, and I haven't used this one in a couple of weeks, so we'll see if it needs a little extra love. So just stir it up really good, and you're looking for a yogurt sour cream cake batter kind of consistency. This one is looking pretty good. If it was too thick, I would just spritz it with a little bit of water and keep stirring. So I think this one is pretty good because I'm not going to be working hugely long with it. So, and I know that probably next time I use it, I have to clean this off really well because I tend to get it all over myself. I'm not the cleanest crafter. But next time I think it's probably, when I open it, it'll probably be a little bit thicker. So I'm going to spritz it before I close it back up, just to kind of rehydrate it. So we're going to take some of our chalk paste. See, there I go, making a mess. That's the beauty of chalk paste, though. I can just wipe it off in a second. And I'm going to just start squeegeeing this across my transfer. And you can see the little darker areas. Those are little areas where my transfer is telling me that it needs to go bye-bye. And it wants the new one to come out. So, but this one, because it's a vintage truck, I am okay if there's some imperfections. And then I'm just going to go with it. Because if it was something more precise, I'd feel differently about it. But I think it's going to be okay still. So then we're going to just lift this. Yeah, see, and I can go back. That wheel is a little bit wonky. I can go back and let me grab the Q-tip here. And I can just clean this up. It'll just clean right up. So, no big deal. And then the tire is going to go over that. So it's really not a big deal. Let me get this off of the side of my frame before it dries, where I gooped here. See, and it just wipes right off. Okay, so then, oh, I forgot to bring that little bowl in here that I put all my dirty squeegees in. So we'll just find a little bowl. I happen to have a little old snack bowl sitting here on my desk. So. I tend to be a snacker and crafter. I really like to be snacking. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move up the board while this is drying, and I may hit that with a heat gun in a minute just to help it a little bit more. But loads of love is an old idea. We're just doing loads of this time. We're going to just put it right at the top of the board. And I'm not going to use glitter this time. And I love to use glitter on these transfers, but not everybody appreciates glitter. And if I'm going to be trying to, it's got a little bubble in there, put this in an auction, not everybody loves glitter. So I figure I better steer away a little bit from the glitter, maybe, as hard as that is for me sometimes. So now my black is getting a little bit low. I got a new big one. So this is our 3-ounce size. And I got the Big Daddy coming next. This is the 8-ounce size. And it's about double the price and you get 2 ounces more. So it's really worth it if it's a color. It's just the primary, the white, gray, black. I think it's just those basic colors that come in the Super Stash, it's called. And so just colors you can use a lot more of that are your basic kind of colors. I did a good job. I didn't get it all over my hands. Yay me. Okay, so then I'm going to take my black, my squeegee, and I really love the black. I don't know why, but it has a little bit different consistency. Did I just do that again? I did. Oh my gosh. I should not be allowed out. I should not be allowed to do things like this because I'm kind of a mess. Okay, so, oh my goodness gracious. You should see me. I have stuff everywhere. Okay, so I'm just going to start squeegeeing on this black. And I didn't say it, but so I have the vintage truck here, and then the rest of the designs come from the vintage truck spring add-on. So it's got Easter and spring and Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day, and it's just, all of your spring occasions. So there's also the winter, fall, and summer add-ons that you can get for it. So it's a really awesome. I've got to get another wipe. Oh my goodness. I really loved working with it at Christmas time. I did a lot of the tree farm kind of stuff and made t-shirts and made lots of different signs, chalkboard and canvas and all sorts of fun stuff. So that was really fun. So, okay, I'm going to get this off of here before it dries. And then I really have a mess. So be sure you're not lifting corner to corner, but you're lifting up and down or side to side. That one needs a little bit of cleanup, but it's pretty good. So I'm going to just go right. This is why I like the letters too. They come out really nicely, but then they're really easy to just clean up any little goops. And the only reason I'm getting these little goops is because I've used this transfer a lot too, and I really need to get another one, but it works. It still does a really nice job. So, okay, so our next, I'm going to hit this with a dryer for just a second. This one down here, just so that I can move on to the next step. Oh, and I shouldn't have closed my black up because I'm going to use it down here. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to use my pink. I'm going to use the pink. I'm going to use the black again in a minute, but next is going to be the pink. So, just a little feel. Oh, it feels pretty good. So, I'm going to now take my buffalo plaid truck. Once again, very, very loved. And this one actually comes from the winter truck add-on. And I used, you can see, a lot. I used it a lot. It was a very big favorite of mine. Oops, that is not even on there straight. That is not what I wanted to do. So let's try that again. And that's another beauty of this. It's hard to see this gray on the galvanized metal. So let's see how I do. Nope, see, I'm kind of struggling today. It's my own eyes. Oh, okay, let's try this one more time. There's a little spot up top right here that you matched up with too, and I was missing it. Okay, so much better. And once again, the beauty is it's a vintage truck. So if it's not perfect, it's really okay. So now I'm gonna go, I've got all my multi-tools dirty, so I'll use a popsicle stick. Popsicle sticks are not generally the best thing to stir your paste with just because they kind of dehydrate them. So we also have these little stirrer sticks that just came out in our new catalog that I don't have here yet. But they are a little plastic spatula and they're really great for stirring. Just don't have them yet. But popsicle sticks are not the best. I don't like to let it sit in here just because the wood will absorb the water and it will dehydrate, but my multi-tools are all dirty. So I am going to, I've got squeegees everywhere. I'm going to use this. This is one of our new little mini squeegees. And he's really cute and fun. So this is our small squeegee. And you've seen in the past I've had some smaller ones. These are ones that I've just cut in half. And sometimes I like them because they have a longer handle on them. But, so this is how they all compare. But I really like this little one for the size it is. So we are going to use this little guy. I might be sorry I did that, but that's what I'm going to do. And this is the wild berry paste. And we're just going to draw this across. You're just pulling the color across. You're not like pushing hard, but you're making sure that you're getting all the chalk into the grooves there, especially on this buffalo plaid because it's got lots of little fine lines. So get that all in and then pull the extra back off. And pull your transfer up. Oh my goodness, that is so cute. Oh, I love those colors. I love them. I'm running out of places to put my dirty transfers because I forgot my water bath. So they're just sticking off my desk. Oh, I love that combination. Oh, I love, love, love. Okay, so now let's make sure this guy up here is dry. Oops. And it's pretty dry. It's really thin lines. So he's pretty dry pretty quick. So then we're going to take our other words, our fresh cut. And this one is a brand new one. I have not used this one yet. So I'm going to go ahead and fuzz this. So when a transfer is brand new, they're super duper sticky. And on this kind of a board, they'll stick a lot and that will curl your transfer. So between the wax and the fuzzing, it's really important. You would think by adding fuzzies to your sticky on your transfer that that's going to shorten the life of your transfer, but it's really not because when you wash them, they're going to come right off. So we'll fuzz it a couple of times. And this is our new fuzzing cloth, and it is awesome. It is so, here, let me get this on here and then I'll show you. I'm gonna put this right, fresh cut, right there. Oops, I do feel a fuzzy on this brand new cloth. So you do have to kind of look out for the big ones that come off, just because it's brand new. This hasn't been washed yet, so it, I have my little tweezers here. It has lots of extra little fuzzies on it. Sorry about my head in the shot there, but my old eyes don't always want to see well if I sit back. So, just gonna push that on there. So this is the new fuzzing cloth, and this side is the terry cloth. So, and it's really plush, and I really would like it for a bath towel because it feels really good. So this is the terry side, and then this is a microfiber side. So this is the side you're going to use for fuzzing your transfers, and this side you're going to dry your transfers, and it will not put fuzz onto them. So it's really cool, and it's a 12 by 18, 10 by 18, something like that. So this is brand new, and it's really nice. I'm really liking that. Like I said, I wish I could use it for a bath towel. So then we're going to pull the flowers, and we can go ahead and do both of these, get them both situated. I have a kitty back here that's watching me, and I keep waiting for her to jump up here and try to help. Hopefully we do not do that. So we're going to do flowers here. I love this script. So she was waiting to get to her scratching pad. So, oh, that went all yucky. So I'm going to take a mini squeegee again, and I'm going to do the fresh cut in black, and then I'm going to do the flowers in the wild berry again, because I want that just to really pop out separate from the other words. And that's what normally I might glitter, but like I said, I should probably, not everybody loves glitter like I do, so I probably should refrain. So, but either way, it's going to be really pretty. I just know that some people are not glitter kind of people. Okay, I got a lot on there, a lot more than I needed, but I'm making it work. Okay, so there's my fresh cut. And then we'll go back over this with the wild berry. I just can't quite seem to keep my hands clean today. I am making a mess. Alright, so, oh my goodness, I just love this color and this font. Oh my goodness, I love, love, love. And this one, you know, it can be out now. I mean, through summer. It's really just bright and cheery and pretty. So, and I like to put the brighter colors on this galvanized because it tends to like just suck up the other colors and you don't see them as well. But this brighter, I think is really pretty. Oh, I like that. So then we're gonna hit this with the dryer just for a second before I lay the other one over. I don't want to mess it up. So I hope you're liking it so far. I'm loving the colors. They are my kind of colors. And I'm going to teach you a new technique when I haven't done for you before when we do the flowers in a minute. So it's really fun. Kind of a marbling kind of technique. So it's fun. And hopefully I like it because it's going to be my last step. So hopefully I like it on this once I've done everything else. So, okay, so here is the last of the truck. And oh boy, he's been well loved. He needs to go to the wrecking yard, I guess. See, it's still super sticky, but the transfer is starting to get stretched just because probably user error more than anything. It probably could have gotten more use out of it if it wasn't used by me so much. I think I'm pretty good. 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 So this one you can kind of line up along the truck bed and then around the wheel. Oh no, that wheel is way off. See, I think part of the problem is, I think I actually stretched this one time when I pulled it off. And so it makes it a little bit more difficult to line up. So bear with me for just a second here and I'll see if I can make this one work. It's super sticky. Or if I need to get my new one out. I think I can do it. Yeah, see, it's giving me, it's not, it's definitely stretched. Yeah, see that? Tire is not wanting to line up correctly, and then that's going to throw everything off. So let's try, let me fuzz this because it's super duper sticky. So even these old transfers that have been used so much, they'll stay sticky. But this one has a lot of bigger open spaces, and so it does stretch a little bit easier. Okay, I think I've got it now. We're gonna go with this. No, we're not. I don't like that. So sorry. Thanks for bearing with me just a little bit here because I'm not loving what's happening here. It is definitely one I think it's gonna go bye-bye as soon as I'm done with this project. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna get my new one out right now. So hold on just 1 second. Let me grab it out of my box. So you're gonna see the difference. So this is the brand new one. And I think that was wet that I just laid it on. No, I got lucky. This is the brand new one. And this is the old one. So we need to say goodbye to Mr. Vintage Truck. Okay. Maybe I have used this one once. It looks like one time. So I must have gotten frustrated before and then just not thrown it away. Yep, this one has been used once. I can see a little ink or chalk lines or something on there. Okay, this one is going to be magical. I'm sure of it. So, but you know, it's not a bad thing for you to see some of the struggles sometimes just with what you kind of have to do. Okay, I'm struggling with this one today. Okay, so we're gonna go for it. This guy is gonna be black on his outline. I think that's gonna stand out really nice. So we're going for it. We'll see. If all else fails, the beauty of this, if I don't like it, I'll just erase the board and start over. But I think I can make it work. So thanks for bearing with me today. And I think I want a larger squeegee, because I want to work a little bit faster than that. And if I go, I think I might have just gone over the transfer a little bit there, but that's okay. I'll just wipe it up. Once again, this is the most beautiful type of craft for someone like me that is not precise, that is definitely not an artist, and I have room for error. And I think that's why I love it so much, because almost always I can fix any mistakes. So that is really, truly the beauty of it. And I can still come out with beautiful, beautiful projects. And so that is why it works so well for me. All right, let's see how we did here. Let's see. Oh, it's really pretty colors together. Oh, I think I really like that. Yeah, I do really like that. This was the little place I went over, and look, it's gone. So I'm going to put this over here where I'm not going to lean against it, so I'm coming back. I got a little bit of black on my hands. So, oh, I'm loving these colors. Oh, what do you think? I love them. I think they're so pretty and springy. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so let's hit this, and then we just have the one left with the flowers, and I'm going to show you something fun with that. Let's get this all dried up. Oh, I love it. And you can see right here, a little bit of the paint, the chalk lifted up with that transfer, but that's okay. It's a vintage chalk. And if it bothered me, I could go back and fix it, but I don't really care. You could go back with a little paintbrush if you wanted to and fix it, fill it back in, and just make sure everything's dry. But I really don't care. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Someday I'm going to do this truck where this outline is glittered. Someday I'm going to do it. And you know I will. You know I will. I do love my glitter. I hate the mess it makes, but I like it once it's all dried on and stays. So, I do love glitter. Like I said, not the mess. I had a little spill the other day. I had a little glitter issue, and I don't even remember how I did it. I don't even remember what I was doing. I was putting glitter on, I think it was a St. Patrick's Day sign I was making. I don't know what I did. I looked at myself though, and I had gold glitter all up me in my hair for days. Even after I washed it, it was still like around. Glitter is just forever. It was everywhere. I think that I went to shake out my paper back into the glitter jar, and I think I thought it was gone all out of there or something. I don't remember exactly what I did, but oh my gosh, it was everywhere. I remember when I had babies and used to do glitter, and they'd be taking their naps, and especially Trevor, I'd get him up from his nap, and I'd be holding him for like 2 seconds because I'd been working on a card or something while he was taking a nap. And he's just covered, that little bald head was just covered in glitter. I don't even know how I would do it like I did. I am kind of a mess with glitter. So this one really lines up nicely to the wood slat on the bed here. And this flat part just goes right, I'm going to scoot over just a little bit so it doesn't end up on the cab. It just goes right across there and lines up very, very nicely. Oops. So this one, because I don't want it to be totally exact, I want to give it some little different colors, some little variations. So we're going to do kind of a marbling technique on this. So I'm going to use that wild berry that we've already used, and I'm going to use the cherry blossom, which is a really light pink. It almost, if it's not with another color, it almost looks white. So then I'm going to get out my bad popsicle sticks. Stir this up. I know I shouldn't be using them, but that's what I have right here. And I can always add more water to my pastes. But I'm being bad. Okay, and then my cherry blossom. And this one is a really good technique for me because you get to get messy. So it works perfectly for me. So I'm going to start with my lightest color. Is that what I want to do? Or do I want to start dark? I'm going to start with the blue. So this one, you get to get your hands dirty. So stick your finger in there and just start giving it dots. Dots all around. Just kind of wherever you want it. And you want to give pretty good dollops. I'm not putting enough on some of these because they're going to dry out too fast. So then, different finger, different color. I'm going to go to the wild berry. And this one, you don't want to put so much on, but you want to put enough because you're not going to be able to put this back in your jar. So you don't want to waste too much. My dog is being a dork. He's over there licking everything. Oh my gosh. Okay. You can hear him. That drives me crazy. Okay, and then our lightest color. Over there, and there, and there, and there. We'll see how this goes. I haven't done this combination like this before. So we'll see how we like this, but I think it's going to be pretty. Okay. I should have done that one bigger. We'll give that one a little bit more. Okay, we're gonna call that good. We can always add more if we need. And then, I am a mess, so I'm gonna, like, really quickly, I don't wanna take too long, because I don't want any of this to dry, because it'll change the look of it. So then we're gonna just take a squeegee, and we're gonna just go in small bursts here, kind of X's. We don't want to blend the colors, but we want to, you know, have enough color and cover everything, but we don't want to blend. Let me see here. I have everything covered. Oh, no, up here needs a little bit more. That one covered just a little bit more than I would like. But then we're just going to take the color off. Okay, so I think everything has a color on it. We're going to get rid of this before I make a total mess with that, because that will happen. And then we'll lift this up and check out our work. Ooh, that looks kind of cool. We had some that I didn't work fast enough. So some of them did dry a bit. No, maybe not. Maybe that's the outline on the... No, that's the outline on the thing. So no, I did pretty good. So it's really, really subtle. I'm not sure if that was enough color for what I wanted. So honestly, I might take that off. I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to take that off and do a different color on there. I don't think that's what I want for this sign. I think it's too subtle for the rest of the thing. So I'm going to clean this off, and I'm just going to take a disinfecting wipe and wipe that off, or paper towel, wet paper towel, because it's still wet. It's going to come right off. And clean my transfer, and I will be right back to do this a different way. Okay, so I cleaned off my board, and I cleaned my transfer, and I'm going to go ahead and put this on the microfiber side of the fuzzing cloth, and just going to dry it off. I just want to get all the water off of there so that it adheres properly, and I just realized I made a mess over here. I accidentally put the wrong color squeegee in the wrong color paste. So, okay, so I wanted to get my transfer dry. I cleaned off my board, and I wanted to get my transfer all dried out. And so I put it on the microfiber side of the fuzzing cloth, which is great for drying your transfers. So I'm going to take this and check it and see how dry. Yeah, it's dry. It's good. I'm going to go ahead and fuzz this because it's still a really sticky transfer. And I want it to come off this metal well. So we're going to stick this back on the truck, and we're going to give this another shot. So, I'm going to get this back on here. It's all lined up again. And I think this time I'm going to get out my my other green. I think we're going to go true green on this. So this is the no, I don't want garden green. I want green envy. So this is a green. So I have another super pretty green color that's coming. And it's going to be a kind of a limey green, and it'll be here in a few days, and I'm very excited for that one. It's one of our new colors that just came out at the beginning of the month. I just hadn't decided if I needed it yet or not, but then I decided that I do need it because I need it. So I'm going to stir this. The green ones you want to stir up really well. They tend to separate a lot, just the color pigments. The pigments just separate from the paste, so you got to just stir it up really good, get it all mixed in, and then get rid of this, and we're going to take a squeegee. Oh, and I wanted to show you, this is one of our board erasers. So this is how I cleaned off the transfer. I got the transfer wet, and I I have an old plastic placemat that I use, one of the kids' old ones from when they were babies. And I put it on there and I just clean it off both sides with that. And you can also use the board eraser too to erase your board. So take any designs off of there that you are done with. So I'm going to take, I'm still not going to do exact with this. I'm going to take the green. I have kitties going to attack each other. They are just all over the place today. And I'm going to just kind of do, oh, here they go. Kind of the bottom part. I'm not going to be exact. Because if I went into each and every one of these flowers, it'd take a while. And I'm just not up for taking a while. I want easier than that right now. So we'll see what we think of this one. So this one I'm going to just kind of go in, and I don't want a real defined line like straight across. So, and then I'm going to go back with this pink. There are wildberry. Is that what this one is? Wildberry? Is that what I was saying? I think that's what I was saying. I think that's the color I chose. I'm just going to go back in here and just fill this in and give it right. Let's see how close I can get. I'm going to get it right up to the line there. And then I want to work kind of quickly because I don't want this to dry and I don't want to be messing around. But I'm going to get a little bit on my finger and just kind of go back. I'm kind of swirling it, but I'm not swirling it too much into the other color because I don't want to ombre it. I just want to join the colors, and I hope I haven't taken too long because this feels like it's a little bit dry. So then the other thing you can do is if it dries out before you're ready for it to be dry, too much on there, then you can dip your finger back in water and go back over it with a wet finger, and it will rehydrate the ink, or the paste. But I think I'm okay. Okay, I like that one. I like the brighter colors. So we're sticking with this one. This one is going to be the winner. So showed you a couple of different techniques, and I think it turned out kind of cool. It turned out a little bit ombre, but not too much, so it looks kind of like your greens are on the bottom and your flowers are on the top. So I'm going to decide if I'm going to add a bow to this. I don't know. I'll think about it. See, I've got stuff all over. I got a little cleanup to do, but see, it's cleaning right up. And I'll get some pictures posted of this. So thanks for hanging in there with me today as I kind of experimented and tried a couple things out. So have a great day. Okay. So I have decided that I just can't be satisfied today. So oh, that glare. I'm sorry about the glare. But I don't like where this ended up. So I want to show you how easy that is to fix. So this video is obviously turning out to be a little bit longer than I had anticipated. So, but we're going to go with it. So this is one of our board erasers. I showed you this earlier, and it's already wet from when I cleaned my my transfers. So I am going to go and I'm just going to remove this. So I want you to see it literally, and I'm trying not to get my other words, erases what I have on the board. And then it just, I'll go in and wash this off in a minute, but I just don't want to get my other words. So sorry if my head's in the shot. Not too bad. But, okay, so see, it's gone. So I will take that in a minute and get that all cleaned off. I just decided it was too high. There was too much blank space down here. So, and if I'm going to be, if this isn't for my own home, if I'm going to be like hoping to make some money for an organization, I want it to be right. So, okay, so I've got my clean transfer. It's all cleaned off. I'm gonna go ahead and fuzz it again. And we're gonna see how much of a difference it makes just to move this down just a little bit. I just felt like there was, oops, that's too far. Way too much. I want it to look kind of random, but it was just way too much space. So we're gonna see, And I realized earlier when I was videoing that I had me right on top of the work. And so I gotta move that over a little bit. So once again, learning new apps. So I'm gonna just go back over this again with my black. Fortunately, I still have some clean squeegees because, man, I went through a lot when I did this a while ago. And I have not gotten them clean yet. So, I think I'm going to like this a lot better. And thanks for bearing with me because this did turn out to be a lot longer video than I had anticipated earlier. Oh yeah, see how just moving that and filling up some different space, it just totally changed the look of it, and I'm so much happier with it. So I wanted you to see that. I'm gonna take some pictures and get this up so that you can see the whole process. So thanks for bearing with me today as I chit-chatted so much. All right, bye.